guys, it's Phil coming at you from the studio today, and guess what? I have a broken leg. Actually, a small hairline fracture in my fibula below my ankle. I'm wearing a boot. Can't get that on camera. But today I want to ask if you have the right adventure boots. If you have the right adventure boots, I'm going to do a quick demonstration. Then I'm going to show you my wreck captured from two separate angles, and we're going to talk about it. So this is the REV'IT Expedition GTX boot, right? I want you to check this boot out. Got a couple different camera angles that we're working with here. The main thing I want you to focus on is watch me try to move this boot left and right. All right, so because of this here, I'm actually gonna put it on the table. I'm gonna try to pull it up. It will flex under some serious pressure, but it will not flex that much, right? Because of the way this boot is built. Now here are the Forma Adventure boots that I wore for a number of years, right? And I just want you to watch these flex. Now, let's do a quick exercise and pretend that this is one of our leg bones. Put that in there, and we'll try to flex it. So you can see it does flex, right? With some effort. Now let's do it with the Forma. Put our leg bone in there. Oh man. So let's get to the crash. I remember 650-pound bike, probably loaded down, falling on my ankle, folding it over, right? It could have been so much worse, but I want you to pay particular attention to the sounds that I made following the crash. That will tell you just how much this thing hurt. Let's get to it. Photo. So you can see
you're limping. It hurts bad?
it's not broken. I'd be not walking, but you can see my slip. All right, so I showed you multiple angles, and yes, it was my fault. And you can say, but the tires, but the mud, the way you were on the throttle, all the things, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I actually wrecked. So after you seeing that, after seeing me try to pull the REV'IT boot, and then after watching this thing just fold over like it was just, a cheap lawn chair, I got to ask you, do you have the right adventure boots? Do you have the right adventure boots? Because had I been wearing these, I have almost no doubt I would have suffered a major, probably compound fracture, probably tib-fib fracture, because these offer zero protection folding left and right, okay? Now, the thing is, what you're gonna say, Phil, but there are better boots that could have prevented the wreck that don't bend at all. Because again, these bend a little bit, right? And imagine a big bike falling on them. True. The point I'm trying to make is the fact that I was wearing these probably, most likely, prevented me from having a much worse injury had I been wearing something like this, right? Had I been wearing something like this. You could go the route of there are stiffer boots out there, and there are. Could a stiffer boot have totally prevented my fracture? Maybe, but let's go to the extreme example of a ski boot, or if I'd been wearing some aluminum boots or something like that. The pressure has to go somewhere. So if there's absolutely zero bend in the ankle, then it's probably going to go up here, or it might go to my knee, right? And that's even worse. Now, so I have fractured a high tibia fracture in ski boots because guess what? Nothing here bends, and so the pressure, the force goes up. My point is, guys, that I was blown away. Like, I knew these were better than my Formas. After having the wreck and after having the small fracture, I was like, holy smokes, it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. It could have just been, and the thing you don't know, guys, is that I had to ride out. I had to ride out like another 3 miles down some rocky, super rocky terrain with a broken ankle. Thank goodness there was, what's her name? Maha was with me. So she works for REV'IT. She was out at the fest, the Get On Adventure Fest, and she was with me. What a beast. Not only a good rider, but she provided support. She provided encouragement. She actually helped me pick up the bike once. and I felt like a total ass, but she was there, and thank goodness that I wasn't totally alone. Lesson learned, have even more folks with you when you're out riding these things and it starts to rain. You might not be on the right tires, all the things. Yeah, again, totally my fault, but we're getting off topic here. Do you have the right adventure boots? Now, I'm probably going to go to something like, I don't know, the Leatt 5.5s or something like that, just to provide even more protection. But guys, imagine the force of a 600 plus pound bike just literally slamming over onto you. I don't know if there's a boot that can handle that sort of pressure that will still not allow the force to transition up into your upper tibia area and your knee area, right? These are all pontifications. All I'm trying to say is make sure when you think about, I'm going to go off-road riding and there's potential for me to fall, do I have the right support on my feet? If you have something like this, like I did for a number of years, the answer is probably no, right? Not saying they don't make other good boots, but these guys, they look tough because you got the buckles and all the things like, oh yeah, I got a little bit of padding. Yeah, probably not. Final thing I'll note is this is not the first time that I've wrecked in these REV'IT GTX boots. I wrecked on these, or I wrecked, excuse me, with these numerous times while riding in Africa. I rode all over Africa on a two-stroke Sherco 300, and I fell over and over and over and over. And I was walking through steep, rocky terrain, you know, falling over, putting my foot down. So they did an amazing job protecting me there. This just happened to be a freak accident with a huge bike falling over on me. So guys, I probably rambled long enough. I really want you to make sure that you have the right thing out there. Learn from me. I like to share my mistakes. The wreck was definitely a mistake on my part, but thankfully I just have a fracture that, you know, 4 to 6 weeks, I'll be able to hobble around and get back on the bike before the season's out. All right, guys, I'm going to link down to these REV'IT boots in the description if you want to check it out. Really great boots. They have been fantastic for me. Might upgrade to something else, though. Time will tell. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.